Hi there folks, my name is Andrew Lockwood. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of the City Traders. Now for those that don't know me already, I started off my trading career back in the wild 80s in the trading pits in the City of London. There we are with our brightly coloured jackets, shouting and screaming, using hand signals, literally throwing around hundreds of thousands of dollars on a daily basis. Spent about 20 years doing that. Now in those days, we didn't really have the benefit of all the technical indicators that traders use today. So it's fair to say I'm not a big user of many of the technical indicators that are now available. But there is one indicator that I use religiously in my trading. Now I'm predominantly a forex trader, currency trader. Now with any currency transaction, there's basically two transactions going on. You're basically buying one currency and you're selling another currency. Now this indicator basically helps me with an edge in the markets. It's basically a currency strength meter. It tells me which currencies are strong and which currencies are weak. And from that, I derive my edge. So let's talk about that right now. Okay, so this is my currency strength meter. I call it the momentum meter. Basically, it shows me the momentum behind each currency. I actually had this one coded up for me over 15 years ago, not long after actually MT4 meta quotes hit the world. But basically, it tells me what currencies are strong and what currencies are weak. I've adapted it slightly over the years. Now, I've also had one coded up for the TradingView platform, which is accessible for everyone, absolutely free to download as well, should you wish to, once I explain to you how it all works. This is a proprietary one available to my members of the City Traders. But there are, I think, currency strength meters out there as well. You can get a lot of them out there. You can download them from various sites and so forth, should you wish to. So basically, it's a moving average comparison indicator. Now, you may or may not know that the US dollar accounts for the majority of all FX transactions on the planet. You've often heard them say it's a $7 trillion a day market. Well, 88% of all transactions involve the US dollar. And what this does is basically plots the moving average differential against the US dollar. You see this zero line here in the middle. It basically flattens out the 20 period moving average as a default. You can change that default to whatever you want. You can have a slower one or a faster one. I set mine at 20, but you need to check that if you are using other currency strength meters. And basically what it tells me is, it tells me where the money is flowing. It tells me where the momentum is in which particular currency. When we're trading the markets, we're always looking to have an edge. That's all we basically need, an edge, and then exploit that edge over time. Now, unfortunately, what this indicator does not do is predict the future. No indicator does do that, but it gives me a picture of where the money is flowing. Anything above the line heading in a northerly direction shows me that money is flowing into that particular currency. That currency is strong. Anything below the line, anything that's heading lower, moving down, shows me that there's money flowing out of that particular currency on that particular time frame. Now you see here on my indicator here, the color coding is on the left hand side. I've got the different time periods here as well. You've got the 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour and daily. And this basically tells me, the blues tells me that the dollar is above the center line on all these different time periods. You'll see here the New Zealand dollar is looking weak on all these particular time periods. New Zealand dollar is basically this grey line down here. Color coding is down here as well. So when you are trend following, trends basically move markets in a particular direction. Now, if you're following trends, isn't it a good idea to be buying the currencies that everyone else is buying and selling the currency that everyone else is selling? Now, as currency traders, we tend to look at the top main 8 economies around the globe. Okay, there they are on the left-hand side of the screen. But when you cross-match those against each other, there's actually 28 different currency pairs you can trade. So which currency pairs should you be trading? For example, if you're following a trend. Well, clearly, the edge is by buying the currencies that are strong and selling the currencies that are weak. Let's say it doesn't predict the future, but that's basically where I want to be on that particular trend. I don't necessarily want to be trading these currencies down here that are basically moving in line. You see this grey line and the orange line. Well, that's the New Zealand dollar and the Australian dollar. There's no real edge in that at the moment. These are basically moving in line. We want to see currencies that are moving away from each other. They're basically diverging. That shows you that a strong trend is maybe in play. And indeed, if a currency pair is converging, that basically means that maybe the currency pair is about to reverse. Maybe there's going to be a reversal. If a currency pair, currency comes from a strength to weakness, and you've got one going from weakness to strength, that basically means a reversal could be in place. So you can basically use this currency strength meter to basically train your eyes to where you should be looking to exploit an edge. Again, you need to use your strategies in order to fine-tune your entries, but this gives me an edge. And it's really, really useful as well in all trading timeframes. Currently, we're looking here at the 4-hour chart, but as I say, you can zoom this out to the monthly chart. It shows you what's strong and what's weak over a monthly time period. You can see here, this red line over recent months has been a very strong currency. It's the Swiss franc. On a monthly chart, the yen has been incredibly weak. So had you been looking at buying the Swiss and selling the yen over the last few months, you'd have been making a lot of money. It shows you what currency is strong on that particular time period. And again, if you are a scalper, you might want to take this down to the 1-hour chart to look to scalp on the lower time trading charts. So on the scalp, you may be looking here at the moment at seeing this green line. That's the US dollar. The US dollar at the moment is coming back. US dollar is coming back, and you've got this white line. The British pound is trading higher. So if you're looking to scalp the market on a 1-minute chart or a 30-second chart, selling the dollar, buying the pound might be a better currency pair to be trading than anything in here like these two, the Canadian dollar and the Japanese yen, which are basically moving together. So as I say, it doesn't predict the future, but of all the different currency pairs that you can trade, it basically helps you train your eyes to the best currency pair at that moment in time to exploit that edge. And as we know, trading is all about having an edge, and that's basically what it is. It shows us what currencies the money is flowing into and what currencies the money is flowing out of. And of course, as I say, you need to use your own strategies in order to fine-tune your entries. Now, as I said, this is our proprietary indicator. There are plenty of places where you can get currency strength meters, but I did have one coded up on TradingView, which I'll happy to share with you absolutely free should you wish to use one of these momentum or currency strength meters. So here we are on the TradingView platform. Just go to indicators and type in momentum meter for top 8 currencies. You'll see it there. Okay, it's had 298 downloads so far. And that way you can put it onto your chart and it's absolutely free, does exactly the same thing, and of course you can change the time frames as well. You've got the color coding here, US dollar, Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, and so forth. But your one won't have these currencies there, but you can take a screenshot of that and use that for your own guidance. Okay, so that's basically my currency momentum meter. I think it is the best indicator that anyone can use when they're trading the currency markets. Quite frankly, I don't know how anyone can trade the currency markets with an edge without using something like this. But of course, I'm biased. Hope you enjoy it.